will come little bit. Yes, now your picture is on the screen.
Okay. So I want to record this session for my channel.
If we record both of us same video, is there any issue?
No, sir. No issue.
Okay, okay. So I have
No channel.
already started recording. So you will upload on your channel. I will upload my channel.
Yes, yes, sir. You are right. And I'm doing the same things always. Whenever I
Yes, yes,
am talking to
yes, yes,
anyone.
yes.
Okay, sir. So let's start the conversation.
Should
So how are
I introduction first myself or will you start?
Yes. Okay. So my name is Sapna Raghuvanshi and I'm from Jaunpur, UP. And by profession, I'm private school teacher. And if I talk about my qualifications, so I have done B.Ed and I'm YouTuber also. And I have created my channel only for learning English communication. That's why I'm here. And now just tell me about yourself.
Okay, so this is Mitu Mahato, and at this moment I'm talking to you from my village. It is in the district of Purulia of West Bengal. If I talk about my qualification, I'm an arts graduate. After completion of my graduation, I used to work in the banking sector in the sales department for more than 14 years. And at this moment, I'm running my own tuition center. So I teach from first standard to 10th standard students at my home. So I'm a English private tutor, we can say. So that's all about myself.
That's great, sir. And you are teaching to the student of class 10th standard. It means your English grammar must be strong.
Yes, I try to impart whatever I have knowledge. No, I think that it is not so easy to remember all the rules and regulation of grammar because there are lots of rules. So
Yes, sir.
after a few days later, I revise all the rules and regulation. Even lots of vocab is there. So if we don't remember and don't revise, then we face problem while we are talking with other person.
And do you know, sir, that I also realized this thing means when I was a student and I was learning all the rule and regulation, means I was trying to understand about grammar, but that time I was not able to understand about all the rules and regulation. But yes, when I started teaching to a student, so by teaching, I observed that by teaching, I just improved my grammar more and more. And yes, in this way I can say, means when I was learning as a student, so that time there's not a lot of thing which just which are getting registered in my mind. But when I started teaching, so that time means when I started learning as a teacher, so that time what I realized, that lots of things, rules and regulation, I came to know during my teaching profession, which I
Mhm.
didn't know during my like schooling and college. So this is
Mhm.
the
Yes,
means.
yes. It's my opinion. I actually have been this profession for more than 10 years. So hardly 10% students understand proper grammar while we are teaching to the students. When I realize myself that after having a matured mind, gradually I have understand everything. So while I was doing my schooling, so that time I also very much poor about grammar related everything. So it takes a lot of time, and exceptional students, those are brilliant. They
Yes,
can understand everything. Otherwise, it is
yes,
difficult for normal student to understand all the rules and regulation of grammar.
yes, sir, you are right. And do you know, as you are saying about the exceptional students, so there are only few students like this, just who are just God gifted type student. And
Yes.
sometimes it happened with me also. Some of my students just ask something out of the syllabus just because they are studying at their home by themselves. And there are also some students who hardly study whatever they suggest. They are being suggested to learn to study. So hardly they are studying only those things. And also there are some students who are studying by themselves, and they are sometimes asking like very deeply something in grammar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes,
as
yes.
we are teachers, so we have to always clear all the concepts so that we can make student learn everything, each and everything. So, in this way, that's why I was telling that when I was a student, I was always confused in grammar, in tense. But yes, still I'm confused. I'm not saying that I'm very perfect nowadays, but
Mm-hmm.
what I realized during my teaching profession, when I'm just ready to teach my students, so in that moment I always prepare all the topic very deeply. So in this way, I can say that I have made my grammar strong, and I have cleared
Mm-hmm.
lots of confusion which I was facing during my schooling and college. And I was always confused. I was thinking, oh my God, how to understand, how to not. But nowadays, when I'm teaching my students, so I want to my all student to understand everything easily. I want to teach in this way. So this is the thing that
Mm-hmm.
make us also like strong and good at English. So this is the benefit of
Mm-hmm.
teaching.
Mm-hmm. And next difficulty in this language is spoken English.
Yes,
In my observation, 5% students are able to speak in English. Those are going to government school. Most of the students come to me, those are going to government school. So I have seen that like 5% students are able to speak English fluently. The rest of the student facing still a lot of problems, because this is not a piece of cake. Even no, we people are also having lots of problem. While we had started talking with other persons, lots of things came in our mind, lots of
yes,
hesitation, lots of fear. So it happens, but those students have clear goal, those like to become successful persons, like to do something different, so they are consistently working hard on this language and they are becoming successful. So
yes,
this is
sir.
the ratio. This is my observation during my teaching like period. I have seen.
Yes, sir, and like this type of thing, I have also observed and seen during my teaching profession. Like, yes, there are some student, and we can't tell about a student. Also, we are teacher, and if I talk about myself, so as I'm saying, since when I started teaching profession, so I just my grammar was good, and day by day, I have been like learning more and more in grammar. I can say like my grammar was good enough to speak English. But why I was not able to speak English? Just because of my shyness. Because I was always considering myself like, yes, I'm not good at English as a language. I was having grammar knowledge, but I was not speaking confidently. So sometimes what happened, there are also many students who know very well about English grammar, like tense and all the basic topic which required to speak English, but still they are not speaking comfortably and confidently. So why? Just because of their hesitation. So nowadays, if we are teachers, so we should try to encourage those type students as we faced in our schooling and college day. Yeah, so I always try to encourage my student to speak English and make them aware about the English language importance nowadays scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So that they all, and I'm very much happy, sir. Most of the student in my school means they are speaking English, and some of the student are also like this. They means they are very much fluent in English. And do you know they all
Mm-hmm.
belong to rural area and still they are speaking English confidently just because of
Mm-hmm.
passion only. They are not getting any
Yes,
environment,
yes.
but still they are speaking.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Great.
sometimes no, some of the guardians, parents come and say, teach my kid so that he or she can able to speak in English fluently.
Yes,
So I think that I asked them that you have done a lot of degree like master degree and all. Are you able to speak English fluently? so they are saying not. So that means it is not, and each and everybody wants to speak in English. So
Yes,
it
sir,
is
you are
not a
right.
piece of cake overnight or within few months. Won't be able to speak English fluently. They have to continuously speak. They have to create environment at their home. Maybe they are doing mistake, despite of that they have to speak like maybe broken English, but if they
Yeah.
start talking with their kids, so they will get ambience, and this is how they can overcome everything. So this is the process, but yes, some of the parents are taking it seriously. Some of the parents are don't have too much money, but their target is to give good life of their kids. They are
Yes.
running after money, but they are not agree to give time to their kids. That is the main problem. So whole the time they are running after money, and they are not giving enough time to their kids. So it is impossible to have good command over this language.
Yes, sir, you are right. And do you know, sir, that I always means allowed all my students to speak English in my class mostly. If sometime it's required, so uh, I also have to be bilingual, and I also allow my student to yes speak Hindi. But I always force them to speak English at your home with your like parents, with your siblings, means with everyone. So sometimes what happened, some of parents just come to me and said like, yeah ma'am, my son is always speaking English at home, and sometimes I'm not able to understand what he is speaking, so he's saying no, Mama, you can't speak Hindi. And what happened? Some of the parents just come to India, and their ward, just suppose they are at home. So by some reason they are not coming. So the parents are saying me like, "Ma'am, my son or my daughter was saying, Mama, if you are going to meet my ma'am, so try to speak only English." But because my ma'am never want to speak Hindi, so try to speak English only. So she said, but my English is not good. How can I speak English with your ma'am? So I said, so she
Mhm.
was telling like this. I said, no, ma'am, it's not compulsory for you. I always allow my student if you're not comfortable, but
Mhm.
if you are comfortable to understand English, so try to speak small sentences at least with your son if he or she is interested. So try to speak.
Yes, it happens actually, but if they take it as a language, then it is not a difficult, because a little kids are able to speak just because they are continuously trying to speak in English. Like we have learned our mother tongue, there is no grammar, there is nothing, but just listening, we people have understand, and gradually all of us have learned how to speak in our local language. So if they practice, so maybe it will take 1 year or 2 year. After that, everything will be fine. They will be able to speak. I'm not saying that advanced level of English they will be able to speak, but at least they will start. They will help their kids like beginner level of English or intermediate level of English. They will can speak, but it depends on the thinking pattern. No, if they are positive, then definitely they will ready to give effort.
Yes, sir, you are right. And as you are saying, sir, like learning English as a language, it doesn't matter like we are supposed to learn lots of grammar, rules, and regulation because it's quite different. Means speaking English is quite different to learn grammar, all rule and regulation. And yes, we learned our mother tongue by listening only. That time when we were kids, so we didn't have any grammar knowledge, any rule and regulation in our mother tongue. But yes, by listening, by observing people in our surrounding, we started speaking. So in the same way, I also want to suggest everyone who want to speak English, just try to consider yourself as kid, and try to
Mm-hmm.
speak. Broken English means right or wrong, don't feel ashamed, just try to speak. And why we all just not able to speak English sometimes, just because of this feeling, feeling of
Mm-hmm.
yes, shyness, we can say. That
Mm-hmm.
what if we speak something wrong and people will laugh at us? So don't try to think like this. Just try to consider yourself as a small kid and try to speak English. Start your speaking as you were studying when you were kid, as your mother tongue.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
The same
yes.
way,
Believe,
try to English
believe
also.
must come first. Believe must come first. No, is there anyone in this world who has successful in any sector? They doesn't believe to achieve something. All the
Yes,
successful person started believing that yes, I can do this. After that, they are achieving. So just start believing, and rest of the thing will be possible.
yes, sir, you are right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have
So,
already
sir,
spoken more than 16 minutes. Would you like to wrap up or like to continue?
oh, it's more than 16.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. So let's wind up the session. Next
Okay,
time.
bye, ma'am. Take care.
Bye bye, sir. Take care. Nice to talk with you.
Okay, bye. Thank you, ma'am.